Imagine this, you're lying in bed, it's 2 a.m, it's dark, it's quiet, and somebody knocks on your door. Your imagination is going to go, oh my God, who is that and what is that? If you were lying on your sofa at 2 p.m, someone knocked on your door, you go, I wonder who that is. Because in the dark, our imagination takes over. I could walk down the street at 1 p.m. and hear footsteps. If I walk down the street later on and hear footsteps, I immediately become scared because imagination will always overrule logic. That's why you can hold a caterpillar, but not a worm. A caterpillar has a different effect on your imagination than a worm. So we know over and over again that in a battle between emotion and logic, emotion always wins. Here's the proof. How many of you have a fear of flying or know someone that has a fear of flying? That's an emotional fear. You know why? Because logically, the scariest, most dangerous part of flying is the taxi drive to the airport. You've already done the dangerous part when you get on a plane. However, the emotion that this could crash, I'm trapped or I can't get off, what's that noise? These emotions overrule the logic that says flying is safer than driving a car. So today I'm going to talk you through this important rule. Emotion will defeat logic time over time. People wouldn't fight over car parking spaces or football teams. They wouldn't, in COVID, be fighting over toilet rolls if logic defeated emotion. But we can use this very important rule to our advantage. We can start to use our imagination to win. So we're going to use it in 4 areas: health, wealth, success, and love. How can you use it for health? Well, a couple of years ago I was in New York. I was teaching my RTT training and I went for lunch and I ate some shrimp. And I was walking back to the hotel and my mouth started to swell up like a puffer fish. And I didn't really understand what was going on. Then all of a sudden my voice went and my lips, and I thought, oh my God, I knew that I had 4 minutes before I'd stop breathing. And the only thing I had was my imagination, and I could have used it very badly. So as I was losing consciousness, I started to talk to my mind, say, stop making histamine, stop it, stop it, stop it. Fish is normal. I've eaten fish my entire life. I came to in the elevator being taken to an ambulance, but I knew I was going to be okay because everything was receding. So in that moment of fear, I kept thinking, I'm not going to die in a toilet in New York. There's just no way. But I had a choice. We always have a choice. And here's the choice. Talk yourself out of it or talk yourself into it. So for example, if you were giving a speech, you can talk yourself into it. I've got this. I know this. I'm really good at this. People like me. I'm gifted. I'm a nice person. You can talk yourself out of it. I'm terrible at speaking in public. I know I'm going to go blank. I know I'm going to mess it up. So because imagination will overrule logic, how can we use that? Well, let's go through 4 areas. Let's start with health. There's certain people, whenever they're sick, they start to Google the symptoms. So be careful about looking for symptoms. I've Googled something, I've got this. Here's how to use your imagination. My immune system is phenomenal. My immune system is first rate. I have an incredible, dependable, reliable immune system. I got a little sniffle, but this will be gone in a day. Rather than, oh God, I'm getting sick. I can feel it. It's terrible. I've got a chronic headache, serious flu. You want to minimize that. So you've got a little mild something, a tiny niggle, nothing at all, rather than, oh my God, I just ate a meal. At the end I noticed that chicken was a bit pink. Now I'm going to get sick. And if you imagine that, you can probably make that happen. Or say, well, it was a bit pink, but hey, people ate raw food for a long time. I've got a rock hard constitution, never big up illnesses, and keep talking about how strong you are, how resilient, what an amazing immune system you have. Always big up the good stuff and minimize the negative. You might get a bit of jet lag, you might miss a night's sleep. Oh, well, that's nothing. I'll be back to normal tomorrow. Let's talk about imagination and wealth. People say, I just can't imagine having money. Those people have got more money than sense. Look at that rich bitch. Look at that fat cat. They are filthy rich. What you're saying is, I'm imagining money as a bad thing. We talk about dirty money. So you've got an imagination that money is bad, and people who have money are also bad. Imagine right now, close your eyes and imagine having a lot of money. But I want you to imagine what you do with that money that is good. Who would you help? Who would you put through school? Who would you employ? If you had a lot of money, start to imagine who you would help. Forget about you. Who would you help? Who would you empower? Who would you enrich? You see, the more people you can imagine helping, the more you're beginning to see, oh, if I had money, I would do good things. So many of us have an imagination that money is bad, or that money is out of our reach, or that people who are not good have money. So if you can see money as a good thing, as an amazing thing, then you're more likely to find it because you're using your imagination to enrich your life and others too. What would you do? What could you do? Use your imagination. If you can see it, you can achieve it. If it's in you, the vision, you can have it out of you. But if it isn't in you, then you're already defeated. So you have to use that imagination. What does it look like, sound like, feel like? And the more you can use all your senses, feeling it, seeing it, hearing it, smelling it, tasting it, the more you're overruling the imagination. It says, I don't know what money looks like. It slips through my fingers. You have to move away and use your imagination to be excited about waking up in beautiful sheets, traveling anywhere you want in the world, wearing beautiful clothes, having beautiful food, but doing something beautiful, helping others, so that your mind gets away from its bad and moves towards it being beautiful because you do beautiful things with it. When it comes to your career, confidence is a thing that people pick up. If you're going for an interview, an assessment, an appraisal, spend some time saying, I'm amazing, I'm gifted, my company like me, my boss thinks I'm great. And because imagination will defeat logic, imagine over and over again doing really well, saying, I know what to say, I'm so interested in this company. My husband years ago was interviewing someone. He said, what do you know about the company? They went, nothing at all. He went, oh, okay, we're not giving you the job. You couldn't even be bothered to learn anything. So enthusiasm, passion, these impress employers more often than a CV. But the biggest thing is to spend some time telling yourself, I've got this, I can do it. Because what you believe about yourself starts to resonate out to other people. Let's imagine you got a difficult client coming in. You go, oh my God, this is all going to go horribly wrong. They're a nightmare. Or saying, hey, you know what? They're the best ones. They teach me the most. This is a difficult client. I'm going to use this to grow. I'm going to do some research and I'm going to learn something from this client. As a therapist, I say to all my people I've trained, the difficult clients are the best. They teach you everything. Be grateful for them. I was talking to a client recently who was saying that everyone's being laid off in her team. I said, but not you. You're never going to get rid of you. You are indispensable to that company. Believe it, say it, state it, affirm it. Because if you do that, it will very likely become the truth. So even in a moment of extreme stress, don't talk yourself into it, talk yourself out of it. I saw a client who said to me, the bane of my life is I can't merge. I can never drive on a freeway, a motorway, because I can't merge into traffic. So I take all the B roads, but I happen to have a factory and a client, and I've got to drive him. And I don't know how to tell him that I take 6 hours to do a 3-hour journey because I can't merge. And so in his imagination, he couldn't merge with traffic. And what was so interesting about that story is, although I hypnotized him and got him to merge, a few days later I was driving on a motorway and I was just about to overtake a lorry, and I thought about him, and as I thought about him I lost the ability to merge. It was actually quite scary. I think, oh my God, I don't know how to overtake now. And it was pouring with rain, my husband was asleep, and halfway through overtaking I had to really talk myself out of it. Come on, Marisa, you know how to drive. Put your foot down, follow the curve of the road and just go. And I did, but it was very unnerving that I thought about his ability to not merge because I thought about him. I started to feel like he felt, which is why it's very important again to keep talking about what we can do. So you have to pick up the confidence of what you can do, not what you can't. Confidence is very, very sexy. So let's go on to relationships. People who say to me, I always get dumped. Somebody said to me recently, I'm so grateful I wasn't ghosted. Really? Grateful that someone didn't ghost you? So we have to get into the language of, hey, I'm a lovable person. I have something amazing to offer someone else. I am someone's fantasy dream come true. You know what? Because you actually are someone's fantasy dream come true. And if you know it, if you resonate, that comes out of your very pores. Somebody will pick that up. Some people say, in meetings, and I hope I'm good enough for them. No. Hope that they are good enough for you. Reverse that completely, because just that slight reframe stops you trying to impress someone and show them that you might be good enough. And as you go on that date thinking, but I'm already good enough. Are you good enough for me? So you need to reframe everything, but in love. Do not chase love. Do not try to earn it or work for it or run after it or buy it. The only thing you have to do is have the imagination that says, I am worthy of love. And if you imagine it going wrong, not working out, being dumped, being ghosted, being cheated, and if you start looking through someone's phone for proof, if you start questioning someone all the time, what you're saying is, I'm not enough for you. Use your imagination and believe it will work. Believe it will go the distance. Believe you are deeply lovable. Use your imagination to believe it will last forever. When you can imagine yourself as worthy of love, you don't have to find love. It will actually find you, but you do have to sit with that and say it and state it and affirm it. And when you say it, you might feel silly. That just means you don't yet believe it. But if you keep saying it enough, you will believe it.